Hey there, my gorgeous soul peeps and soul fam. We are back again today with another pick a card reading. This time, we're going to be asking, what do people think of you? So this is one I've been wanting to do for a really long time. They're always a bit of fun, but it will be a blunt AF, what do people think of you? So keeping in mind that you may not necessarily like the answer that you get. I can't tell you yet, as I have not picked any cards, haven't done any shuffles, so I have no idea what the answers will be, but I am going to deliver this one blunt as fuck. So while my readings are never meant to trigger, and I definitely do not want to hurt anybody's feelings or go out of my way to make anybody feel bad about themselves, at the same time, we are asking what people think of you. So I will read whatever messages the cards do give me, even if it might be a little bit hard for you to hear. If you're finding it triggering and it just doesn't feel accurate, then it's not your pile. Pick another one, or potentially pick another reading. If you feel a little bit fragile, I would suggest steering away from this reading altogether, just in case you do get an answer that you don't want to hear right now. And if you're not ready to hear it, then there is definitely no point in hearing it. It's just going to be something that you carry around in your heart, extra baggage that you don't need. But also, guys, I really want to make the point, it really doesn't matter what other people think of you. It really, really doesn't. You can't pay your bills with other people's opinions. So please do keep that in mind. Whatever people think of you, whatever reading we get, might all be wine and roses and absolutely beautiful, and we didn't require this big lengthy disclaimer in the intro, but just in case it isn't, and even if it is, do remember that you cannot pay your bills with other people's opinions of you. So what they think doesn't really matter. But if you are still curious, you're still here with me, you are busting to get into it, you are wanting to know, how do you come across, how are you perceived, how are you viewed, what do other people think of you, pick a card, 4 piles. So pile number 1 is the Nova Witch Tarot, and the artwork is by Anna. Let me have a look. Oh my gosh, this is a terrible way to start, Cassie. Anna Novak's. It's pile number 1, Nova Witch Tarot. I haven't been linking them in the description lately, which is terrible, so I've been trying to at least give the authors a shout out during the introduction. My Trust Yourself Tarot by Cassy, and you can get your own printable digital printable copy if you go to the link in the description. So that's pile number 2. Pile number 3 is the Lumina Tarot by Lauren Allena. And last but never least, pile number 4, Tarot, Tattoo, Ink and Intuition. And this one doesn't have an author. It's just by, well, Mega Munden, unless that is their last name, or their first name even. But there we go, guys. It's pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4. Feel free to choose more than one pile if more than one resonates. You could watch it from start to finish if you felt that all 4 resonated. And if the message doesn't feel like it's resonating, as I said, jump out, try another pile or another reading or even another reader, as they might have the answers for you. It is a reading that is general, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't for someone who needs it. All readings are for entertainment purposes only, and guys, like I said, it's going to be blunt as fuck. If you're not ready for it, better off to find something that will lift your spirits, but you never know what's going to come out. So pile 1, 2, 3 and 4, pause the video if you wanted to meditate to decide which pile you are going to go with. Otherwise, we will get stuck straight into it, and I will see you in your reading. Hi there, my beautiful pile number 1s. If you chose the Nova Witch Tarot by, and I forgot to mention her name in the intro, I didn't see it there, Suki Ferguson, and the artwork by Anna Novak's, then you are my pile number 1. So, asking Spirit today, what do people think of you? We're going to be reading from all 4 of the decks that I used for you guys to pick your piles from. Starting with the Nova Witch Tarot, which is the deck that you guys chose. So, Spirit guides, angels, guardian angels, archangels, higher self, ancestors, asking for a clear, concise message for my pile number 1s. What do people think of them? How are they seen? How are they perceived? How are they viewed by other people? So, cut the deck. Okay, this deck doesn't do reversals. King of Wands. Got a flipping one here. 8 of Coins. You know what? I'm going to take those two. 7 of Wands. And the Queen of Coins. Interesting. Okay, so got the court cards here too. So I'm already seeing that people see you as being quite regal. Possibly come across as a little bit of a blue blood. You might have a little bit of regality, if that's a word, to your nature. People view you almost as a royal sort of being. So with a lot of respect, they see you as being very driven, very hardworking there with the 8 of Coins and the 7 of Wands. You are considered to be extremely focused, very passionate, very high-spirited. The Wands being fire energy, so what have we got? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We've also got the Coins, which is earth energy. So Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And then we've got the Cups, which is water energy. So Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So you could be any of those signs. Maybe you just embody a bunch of different signs in your personality. You seem like a very well-rounded person. Here we go, Queen of Pentacles. Reading from my deck now. So you're seen as being very nurturing, practical, a provider, down to earth, someone who can create growth, success, support, wisdom, and guidance. How amazing, guys. King of Pentacles. So all these court cards, you are definitely seen as being someone who is very powerful and very in control. As I said, someone who might even have some sort of regal way about their nature. Maybe you're very, very well spoken. Maybe you don't like to swear. Maybe you're very intelligent. Maybe you come across just in a very regal sort of fashion. So Ace of Wands as well. Inspiration, new opportunities, growth, potential, creation, energy, success, and new beginnings. Along with the King of Pentacles, wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance, intelligence, prudence, and dependability. So guys, you are absolutely seen as hard workers. Seen as being very, very driven, very ambitious. The 7 of Wands, her eyes are literally covered by the wand. That is her entire focus. Getting that last wand into place to be able to create her dreams and her ambitions. Beautiful. And the Page of Pentacles. So, manifestation, opportunity, skill development, hands-on, reciprocity, kindness, and introspection. I absolutely love that because the Queen of Cups is all about kindness. She rules her kingdom in a very kind fashion, and so this is repeating that message here. So you are very much seen as a kind person. You're also seen as someone who, whilst you're very driven, very much in control, very much regal, king, queen, boss energy, you're also seen as someone who is willing to learn, someone who knows that they don't know everything and are not the smartest person in the room. And that's why people like you so much, because you are willing to learn from others. You're always looking for new ideas and possibly always coming up with something new and fantastic for a business, for a product. You could be an entrepreneur and people really admire that about you, or maybe you're someone in the workplace that is just a real innovator and helps to come up with new ideas, put systems into place. And then with the 8 of Coins here representing that's not walking away, that's building something over a long period of time and mastering your craft. And we've got the King of Pentacles with the business, wealth, leadership, and security. So you are seen as a boss, but you are seen as being as hardworking as your team. So if you're in some sort of managerial position, some sort of boss, your workmates, your employees, very much admire you. Your team looks up to you. They think that you are hardworking and that you put in the effort just as much as what they do. And also with the way that these orbs are balanced here, they very much see you as very, very balanced, able to balance not just yourself, your emotions, but situations. I haven't really been showing these cards to the camera. I just realized, guys, I'm kind of whipping through this because the messages are coming up so strong, but without actually showing you what we've got. But here again, replicated again with the Queen of Pentacles, more balance. So you're definitely seen as a person who is extremely balanced in their approach. Someone who is very kind, someone who is very nurturing, loving. So maybe you're that boss that people really feel like they can come and talk to when they're in a bit of a jam, people trust you, they rely on you, they find you very dependable, my pile number 1. So now we're going to read from the Lumina Tarot, see if that gives us a little more info on how you are viewed. How do people see you? What do people think of my pile number 1, Spirit? So far, really, really positive right out of the gate. You are very well loved and respected. Nearly lost the whole deck, but some did want to jump. If it wants to come out, it'll come out. So, Spirit, here we go. Wow, the Magician. Yep, you're seen as an absolute boss. You're seen as someone who can bring about the outcomes that they desire. If you have a goal, people know that you will reach it, you will get to it. The Two of Wands. I might read from the book for these a little bit too, because these do have slightly differing meanings than the traditional tarot, only ever so slightly though, but certainly will give me some more information. So again, more Wands energy. And what have we got here? 6 of Pentacles. So that's all about being generous, giving, knowing how much to give to each person, giving not necessarily in equal measure, but giving what each person deserves, and knowing that if you do give, you will receive more abundance in and of itself, because you are attracting a positive, giving, free-flowing, abundant mindset. And the 6 of Swords. So moving away. So very, very interesting. Pile number 1. I'm going to grab some meanings from the book for this one. So the Magician absolutely is just what I've said it is. You've got all of the elements, all of the abilities within your grasp to be able to bring about whatever situation you want, and people trust you. They know this about you, and they admire and respect it. And maybe you're working a lot harder than what it looks like, but to people it looks like you just bring about your manifestations into reality with great ease and no trouble at all. The Two of Wands is stepping outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so coupling of intuition and emotional intelligence with logical action and planning. You've taken a spark here with the Ace of Wands and run with it. Now you begin to actively weave it into your life. You'll find yourself toggling between daydreaming and proactively ensuring this new venture gets off the ground. Okay, so people know that you're willing to step out of your comfort zone. People know that you are a great thinker. Like I said, very entrepreneurial spirit I'm getting with you, my pile number 1s, and people know that you are someone who has brilliant ideas and are able to get them off the ground. So maybe you are also seen as a bit of a dreamer, but not one of those dreamers that always has a great idea and never actually does anything with it. Pile number 1, you guys are seen as dreamers and innovators. So the 6 of Pentacles, no one ever went poor from giving. So you know that to give is to bring in more abundance for yourself. And I believe that you are very generous, pile number 1, not just with your finances, but also with your time, your energy. I feel that you are, as I said, with this Queen energy over here and the King of Pentacles as well, King of Wands, you might be someone who's very spirited, very fiery, very passionate, but people see you still as being very balanced and very kind. And then the 6 of Swords, recovery from difficult times. This is a time of learning and growth, clarity and more prosperous times lie ahead, so it's important that you begin to chart a path forward reflective of your heart, which makes perfect sense sitting here with the Page of Pentacles, as he is the student willing to learn. So again, people know that if something you've tried doesn't work out the way that you think that it's going to, you are able to pivot and try something else, do something new. You're not stuck to the old ways of doing things, guys, especially with all this Wands energy. I am getting that you're an extremely innovative bunch, just always coming up with new ideas. You might be someone who has a bunch of different hobbies and people just think that you're really clever because of all of these really cool things that you're seen to be doing. So from the Tattooed Tarot now, 2 of Cups, beautiful. People see you as a partner. They see you as a friend. They see you as someone that they can look to depend on. Ace of Wands, double Ace of Wands energy. You are an innovator, my pile number ones. People see you as having brilliant ideas and knowing how to follow through with them. And the cards are flinging all over the place. So you might be people that are always on the move. Eight of Coins. Again, replicating the Eight of Pentacles under here. So yeah, you might be seen as someone who is always on the move, always on the go, never stops. In saying that, I don't have any Eight of Wands here, but there is a lot of Wands energy. So a lot of movement, a lot of inspiration, a lot of fire, a lot of spirit. And people know that you're hardworking. They know that you're down to earth. They know that you're willing to learn. They know that you're generous. They know that you're extremely balanced. And they know that you're basically just a general all-round legend, my pile number one. So I really hope that resonated. If it did, please like. And if you feel comfortable to share with me in the comments what resonated about it, I would love to connect with you. I love connecting with people's energy in my comment section. Thank you for those of you who do comment, and to those of you who like as well. It really does help with the algorithm. If you think someone else could benefit from this reading, please feel free to share. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. And if you have, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. So much love, my pile number ones. That was a beautiful reading. People love you. You might find something that resonates in one of the other piles. If so, I will see you in one of those readings. And if not, I will see you in maybe a different reading coming up soon. Thanks, guys. Hello there, my beautiful pile number two. If you picked this deck, my very own Trust Yourself Tarot deck, then you are my beautiful pile number twos. And you can find a link for a printable copy of this deck, a digital copy, in the description. So we're going to be reading from all four of the decks that I put out for people to choose their piles from, starting with the deck that you guys chose, the Trust Yourself Tarot, and we are asking Spirit, we'll clear the deck from the previous reading and ask Spirit, what do people think of my pile number two? What is the opinion of, oh, that's a jumping one. What is the opinion of, what is the view of my pile number twos? How do people perceive you? Okay, so see you as being very hardworking, depending on what the other cards say, possibly to the point of maybe even being a little bit burnt out, my pile number twos. So these three really wanted to come out. What have we got? The Chariot, control, willpower, success, action, determination, challenges, choices, courage, and adversaries. And the Ten of Wands with burden, extra responsibility, hard work, stress, responsibility, overcommitment, and completion. The Fool, beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, a free spirit, fresh start, energy, and infinite possibilities. And the Eight of Cups, disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, action, ending, courage, and new directions. Okay, so pile number two. This might be the one that is the blunt AF reading. Pile number one had a glowing report all around. Pile number two, I don't think it's that people don't like you. I don't think that at all. I think people probably like you a lot, but I think that people might see you as being a bit impulsive and being the sort of person who bites off more than they can chew, ends up with too many burdens, too much responsibility on, while you are hardworking, and people do see that you are decisive, you're courageous, you're determined, you're willing to take a leap of faith, you're energetic, you've got willpower. I think that people also see that maybe you have some issues when it comes to self-control and overcommitting yourself, and that then leads to you abandoning the things that you're working on and walking away from things, possibly even withdrawing from relationships. With the escapism of the Eight of Cups, it could be that, say for just an example, you have bitten off far more than you can chew with work projects, and your way to deal with that is escapism through video games. So you are not present when it comes to your relationships. Or maybe you walk away from relationships quite quickly because you are so overburdened in other areas of your life. And maybe it's just that you are someone who is constantly seeking new directions. Maybe you are a bit neurospicy like me. If this is you, like, I can relate to this pile, guys. So if you're feeling a bit beaten up by what I'm here saying to you, please don't, because this is the pile that I can relate to myself already. Maybe you're seen as someone who starts a lot of things but doesn't necessarily finish them, or maybe you are just not able to live up to the commitments that you make because you are just trying to do too many things at once. So been shuffling this deck forever and nothing wants to jump. The Nova Witch Tarot, 10 of Cups. Okay, so definitely seen as being someone who's very loyal, very family minded, someone who, whilst so with relationships, maybe you are not necessarily in it for the long haul in certain aspects, but you are in others. So you're very, very driven. 7 of Wands here. My gorgeous pile number 2, you are definitely a driven person. People do see you as very determined, eye on the prize. It's just that I think that maybe you have many, many prizes, and maybe you are handling everything well. Maybe you aren't walking away from anything, but maybe you often feel disappointed in yourself, and then you project that onto other people and feel as though that's what they're thinking of you. But this is a reading for what do other people think about you. 7 of Coins. So you're seen as someone who is prepared to work on the projects that you do undertake, but constantly busy, constantly with the way that this Chariot is leaping, and along with the Fool. The Fool is usually the card of leaping off into a new adventure, and you can see with this little girl, she's not actually leaping, but she's looking off into the distance of what's going to happen. But the leaping here is very much represented with this Chariot, fast moving. So maybe you're quick to take on projects, and then, as I said, you have to walk away because look, he's trying to stack all of his boxes. He's got the last one that he's just about to do, and they've all blown up. And he's walking away from them. So maybe you're not able to get those projects over the line. 4 of Coins, yes, and not being able to see what is actually on offer. So this 10 of Cups, I feel, is even, again, speaking to overcommitment, overburden, potentially being overburdened so much so with work that you are not actually able to connect in this way with your family and loved ones and friends the way that you would probably really like to, because I'm sure you have a big heart, my pile number 2. There's nothing here to say that people dislike you or that they think that you're mean or unkind, but I think that they just think that you are so busy with your eyes on the prize of all these different commitments that maybe you are unable to see what is in front of you in terms of relationships. So you might have friends, family that are really missing you and feel as though you have stepped away from them because you're at this point in time just overburdened, overcommitted, and struggling to bring things to completion. Could be that you have let some people down and they are the opportunities that you are missing, these relationships, because you're working so hard. You're actually missing opportunities. That came out reversed. I'm going to take that as a reversal. Yeah, maybe you're missing opportunities to spend time with your loved ones. They're missing opportunities to spend time with you, because we've got the High Priestess reversed and the 10 of Cups here and 10 of Cups here, but see, this 10 of Cups is reversed. So very much I think that what people think of you, pile number 2, is that your work life is getting in the way of your love and or family life. You're seen as being very strong with this Strength card here. You're definitely seen as being very strong. So I think people admire and respect the strength that you have. But I think, and maybe even as outsiders think that you're fantastic because of how hardworking you are, because you do really grind. Here we go again, 7 of Pentacles. So with 7 of Pentacles here, so doubling up. So I think, my pile number 2s, that the wider population, people who don't know you well, workmates, acquaintances, that sort of thing, have a lot of admiration and respect for your grind, your hustle, how hard you work. But I think that the people close to you know that that actually results in an inability to actually connect with your own inner self, just to slow down enough to be able to even hear yourself think, probably at times, and with your family. King of Swords just did a backflip in the deck. He is known to be very sharp and brusque in his communications. He lets you know what you need to know and says it in as minimal words as possible. He can come across as very cold, very cutting. So again, my pile number 2s, it could be that people know that you don't take any shit, especially when you're overburdened, overcommitted. Again, I can relate to this. That's when I tend to be very blunt, very forceful, very just to the point with my communications, because I'm too exhausted to be anything else. So I just don't have the ability to sugarcoat things when I am at that point. So that could be that is how you are coming across. And the Four of Wands, that very much speaks to having things to celebrate. So I do think that outsiders see you as hardworking, have a lot of respect for you, have a lot of respect for your authority and the way that you come across. But those close to you know that you don't have any time to celebrate because you're overburdened and overcommitted. And maybe they are just wanting you to take the time now, yes, Three of Cups, to connect with them and to be a part of their lives. So my pile number 2s, here we are, last one, 10 of Cups. And again, this deck doesn't generally do reversals. I don't know if I said that before, actually, I might have just said that in pile 1. But these meanings are written in, that's 3 10 of Cups. I've just realised the meanings, the negative meanings of these cards are written into the card, whether it's upright or not, and it is up to you and or me as the reader to intuit which of the attributes are resonating. And in this case, the 10 of Cups upright for this deck, but this will also apply to this one, reflects great joy, pleasures of life, happy family, peace, contentment, ecstasy, a full heart, being loved and cared for. But in reverse, or the negative attributes, the shadow attributes of the card, can also speak to, and this is quite heavy, abuse and violence if turned on its head. And we've got 3 here. So guys, I'm not going to say that people think that you're abusive or violent. That is not what I'm getting at all. But I do think people think that you can be very cutting. Maybe you are hurting people with your words and the way that you're communicating with them, because to have this reversed twice and to have it upright here but blocked by the High Priestess reversed, I really do feel that what people think about you, and this is, again, I'm sorry guys, it's a blunt as fuck reading, and it may resonate and you may take it. If it doesn't resonate at all, definitely check out one of the other piles, but please do try not to take offense. I say all of this with love and kindness, and as someone who, as I said, I can relate to a lot of what I am actually even reading here for myself. I think that what people think is that you are overburdened, you're taking on too much, you are going after the grind and the hustle too hard, and you need to slow down and start to see what is in front of you. Not reject what is here and then be feeling sad, maybe not at this point in time, but down the track when you turn around and realize that you have either a bunch of successful projects and nobody to love you, a bunch of successful and unsuccessful projects and nobody to help counsel you through that and get you through that, or just a bunch of unsuccessful relationships and projects altogether, because it seems like you are doing too much. So my pile number 2, the main message I'm getting is people think that you need to slow down. Maybe just pick 1 or 2 things and focus on them, and definitely for your loved ones' sakes, to focus on them, to prioritize them. So maybe not so much like the wider audience, the wider world of people that you know, but definitely those very close to you feel that it's time for you to step away from some of these things. And it could be here that it's not that you actually do too much and then end up having to stop things, give things up, quit things. It could actually be that people are thinking that they wish that you would walk away from all of these things that you're doing and just slow it right down. But they do think you're hardworking. They think that you are very, very responsible, very committed, very determined, but they would like to see more of the loving, softer side of you, especially because there's no, apart from these 10 of Cups with 2 of them being reversed, and over here this 3 of Cups, the celebrating with friends and family card, there's not a lot of emotion going on over here, my loves. I think that there is a lot of focusing on money, focusing on the grind, focusing on material aspects, but you need to let a little love into your heart. So my pile number 2 is, I hope that that resonated, and if it did, I hope that it helps more than anything. If it did resonate, that might have hurt a little to hear. Tarot will give you the slap down of all slap downs, but try and take the positive as well as the feedback and integrate that into your life in a way that helps you to move through it in a better fashion. That's the whole entire point of tarot. So if it did resonate, please like. It also really helps with my channel when you do that and lets me know that it did resonate. If you feel comfortable to comment, please do, because I love to connect with your energies in my comment section. Subscribe if you haven't already so that you get notified when I upload. And thanks to you guys who already have subscribed. I appreciate you so much. And share if you think someone could benefit from this reading at all, guys. So thank you so much, my beautiful pile number 2s. I will see you either in another pile or potentially in another reading. Hi there, my gorgeous pile number 3s. If you chose the Lumina Tarot by Lauren Aletta, then you are my pile number 3s. So we are asking Spirit, what do people think of you? And we're reading from all 4 decks that I put out for people to choose their piles from, starting with your deck, the Lumina Tarot, the one that you've selected to be my pile number 3s. And pile number 1 and pile number 2 were wildly different from one another. So if you did resonate with either of them, it'll be interesting to see what this pile has to say. It could also be that they're wildly different because it could be 2 different groups of people who are seeing you if you were resonating with either of those piles and came over from one or both of them. But starting out here with the Chariot, here in my pile number 3s, and asking Spirit for, that's exactly what I wanted, 3 more cards. So the Ace of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the 10 of Pentacles. Right, guys, so it's a really nice start. People see you as being very driven, very decisive, someone who can see things from a different point of view, who is very open-minded, looks at things from a different perspective, but is also very, very loving with the Ace of Cups here. And guys, I haven't been holding the cards up to the camera to be showing them, I realize. So if that's a problem, do let me know in the comments and I will try to zoom in more or try to remember to hold them up. But when I'm reading, I'm just so much in the zone that I don't stop to think about the fact that you guys don't really get to have a good look at the pictures on the cards because I'm not showing them to you. So I apologize for that. Now, back to you, Spirit. We're now reading with the Nova Witch Tarot, asking what do people think of my pile number 3s? How are they viewed? How are they perceived? How do people see them? Okay, so 5 of Swords. This deck doesn't do reversals. Is that true? It feels like it's true. Yes, it is. The Hermit. And the Sun. Interesting, very interesting. And one more, please, Spirit. Okay, we'll take that from the foundation. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So, you are seen as a very loving person, someone who's very hardworking, very driven, but you could also be seen as someone who is a little temperamental, my pile number 3s, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, so things turning around, where there's ups, there are downs. What goes up must come down. At times you could be seen as being someone who is here with the Sun, very upbeat, very happy, very bright, cheery, very sociable, very extroverted, but then that could very much turn around with this Wheel of Fortune here for you to change into someone who then becomes very introspective, very introverted, looks within. With this 5 of Swords here though, she's looking very much like she's not able to see. This reminds me a lot of the 8 of Swords in the traditional deck, because she's surrounded by the swords and she's able to take this person's hand and they are reaching out for her to do so, but she's got her head down between her knees. She's not looking at what it is that she is actually being offered here in this situation. So I feel like, guys, definitely seen as hardworking, driven, dependable, see things from a different point of view, and a family person. You are someone who is seen as your family being very, very important to you and creating wealth and stability for them, being very important to you. But maybe this Ace of Cups is very much that you have this love for your family and for your people, but you hold it in. It hasn't overflowed yet, because I can't help but notice that with this Ace, excuse me, while it's a new love, with this particular card, there is no overflow of water like there is in a lot of the Ace of Cups images in other decks. So, and with this eye over the top, it's like you protect those that you love. You keep them safe, but you keep your energy within. It's more, how can I put this? Like you show your affections more on an energetic level. It's something that you think, something that you feel, maybe not something that you necessarily actually express to the people that care about you, but you are seen as being a bit up and down, my beautiful pile number 3s, who, as I said, very extroverted some days, very introverted others, and it could just be that you just don't have a huge social battery, and people know that you can be the life of the party and love the spotlight, but then you might need some time out, and they just know that they're going to see you, they're going to have an absolute ball with you, but then you're going to disappear off the face of the earth for a little while because you need to go off and recharge. It could be that you are very good at what you do and you're actually doing a great job and you are the sun to a lot of people, but you bring yourself down thinking that people don't want you around when actually you're not taking notice of what they're offering you. So the 10 of Wands, interesting, we did have that in pile number 2, and this reading isn't the same, but it's got some similar vibes and themes going through it. So burden, extra responsibility, hard work, stress, responsibility, overcommitment and completion, and the Fool. Right, well, that came out in the other deck too, and that one just flipped over in my deck while I was shuffling. Beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, a free spirit, fresh start, energy, and infinite possibilities. So guys, this could be, I feel like with this one, it's a little different, yeah, from how it was for pile number 2, because I'm thinking you're seen as someone who is a bit overburdened, or maybe you're feeling overburdened and not aware of the help that's actually around you that's being offered, and people can see that you aren't necessarily receptive to help, but you're very receptive to learning. You're very good at manifesting. You're good at finding opportunities. You are good with skill development. You are very hands-on, very much seeing that with the not wanting to take the help. But you have a lot of reciprocity in you, kindness and introspection, which does mirror this Hermit energy. So I think the people, yeah, and temperance, balance, comfort, control, harmony, self-control, moderation, patience, purpose, and courage. I think people know that you have a lot on your plate. People know that you are very overburdened, but they, unlike pile number 2 that cried out for them to show their love to their loved ones, and maybe settle down, slow down with some of the projects, I feel like for you guys, that's not so much what you need to do. I think people feel like you've got this balanced, you've got it under control. And your loved ones know with this Ace of Cups that you do love them, you are protecting them, you are looking out for them. Your hard work is all for them, and especially with this bear as well, for the 10 of Pentacles, the protective energy of the bear, and also the hard working, I didn't notice that at first, the bee on the bear's head. So one of the most hardworking creatures in terms of the symbolism of the bee. That is a few too many, Spirit, but I will take this for. So what have we got here? 5 of Wands. Okay, so 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. People can see that you struggle to find the time to do everything, and probably struggle in yourself. Double Wheel of Fortune. Again, here we go. And the 3 of Wands. So I'm going to read the 3 of Wands. 9. Did you guys hear that? I really hope that the microphone picked up on that. That was Siri. Every now and again, she just decides to chime in, even though I didn't say her name, or as much as I remember anything that sounded anything like her name. I'm going to have to go back and listen to this, but thanks for that, buddy. So, the 9 of Cups, abundance. This is abundance and the wish come true card. I feel like you have got everything that you could want, but people know that you struggle within yourself. Maybe you worry that you're not giving enough. Maybe you feel that it is difficult to balance everything. Maybe you're feeling just really overburdened, and people know that you struggle. So your loved ones know that you are there for them. You love them. You're trying to protect them. You're trying to build something for them. 3 of Wands, strength in numbers, business, cooperation, and success, busy times, being on the go, established strength, Troubles ending, ceasefire, ship coming in, but the shadow attributes can be mixed loyalties and occasional disappointment. So yeah, maybe you do bite off a bit more than you can chew and have to sometimes let your loved ones down, and they know that this is a conflict that's within you. So the Five of Wands for the tattoo deck says competition, battle for life and success, play acting, conflicting opinions, ambitions or activities, too many choices, needing to accommodate varied tastes and needs, complexity and struggle. Yeah, I feel like you guys are struggling to kind of be a bit of everything to everyone, and people can see that. They know that. They know how hard you're trying, and I think they probably, that's all the decks, they want you to cut yourself some slack, my pile number 3. So I think you are really hardworking, you're really determined, you are very much a family person, they mean the world to you. Everything you do is for your family and your loved ones, and you are the sun to them. But they know that you need time out to recharge, to get your mojo back by going within and spending a bit of time in introspection. And they see that you are very well established, but they see that while sometimes you are celebrating your abundance and feeling on top of the world, at other times you are struggling to feel as though you're across everything and you feel like you are being pulled in too many different directions. So people can see that. So guys, pile number 3, if you're being very hard on yourself and you feel like you're not giving enough to your job, to your people, to yourself, to whatever, people don't think that. People think that you are, if they're not necessarily thinking that you are or are not giving too much energy or too little energy to anything. They just know that you are struggling with it, and they are aware that you love them, you care about them, and everything you're doing is for them. So they have a lot of love in their heart for you, my pile number 3. So if that resonated, please like. It really helps with the algorithm to get the video seen. If you feel comfortable to comment if it did resonate, I would love to hear how it did. I love connecting with my collective in my comments. If you think someone could benefit from it, please feel free to share. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so you can be updated when I upload a new video. And thank you to my current subscribers. I appreciate you so, so much. So pile number 3, I might see you in another pile. Or otherwise, I will see you in another reading. Thank you for letting me read for you. Hello there, my gorgeous pile number 4s. If you chose the Tattoo Tarot, Ink and Intuition, you are my pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. We are asking Spirit, what do people think of you? And we're going to be reading from all 4 decks that I used to help people choose their piles, starting with your deck, the Tattoo Tarot. So clear that from the previous readings. And we are asking Spirit for a clear, concise message about what people think about my pile number 4s. How are they seen? How are they viewed? How are they perceived? So that one shot right out and did some trick shot spinning. Queen of Cups. Beautiful. So she is looking extremely regal. Very, very bougie. People might see you as being someone who's got really good taste. Yes, absolutely. 10 of Cups. People see you as being quite wealthy. I think my pile number 4, especially with the way she looks bougie as on that card, and with the 10 of Cups, people see you as being someone, maybe you're not wealthy, but you might dress or act as though you are. These cards are spinning around like crazy. 7 of Swords, and I pulled that reversed in this deck. That doesn't do reversals, it just incorporates the shadow aspects of the card into the overall upright meaning. But I'm just noticing the way these are all spinning. I'm feeling as though you are very good at keeping up a facade, my pile number 4, and people don't know that it's a facade. People see you as being wealthy, bougie, cool, calm, collected. And don't realize that maybe that's not, I'm going to take this one, the Magician, here we go, perfect. Not how you feel on the inside necessarily. I also did get this one, I only pulled 4 for the other groups, but my pile number 4, that did catch my eye. And it went along with what I was seeing from these cards. There's an internal struggle in you. 6 of Wands. Sorry, I thought that was the 5 of Wands. So I was going to say there's an internal struggle in you to maintain this facade, but that is not what this means, because this is the Six of Wands. So that's moving away from something. What I am seeing now that I've realized which one this is that you may juggle things or sort of fake it till you make it kind of persona. You're not, if you're doing that, other people outside of your existence are not aware of that. Everyone's outside of your existence. Other people are not aware of that. Other people don't see it that way. You will move away though from people who you don't like, don't trust, don't have much to do with, don't have much need for, or anybody who crosses you and wrongs you. That's what people definitely think about you, my pile number 4s, is that you're very classy, you are very giving, you're very loving, you're very generous. They see you as very abundant, very prosperous. They might see you as someone who's very cunning, who does have this power and ability to bring things about for themselves, but maybe sometimes they see that you're a little bit cunning in the way that you do it. And they do very much see that you will cut a cord very easily and very quickly. If someone hurts you, burns you, or you just don't really need them anymore, you will move away from them. So now asking the Nova Tarot, Seven of Wands. This has come out in every single reading, I think. I don't remember if it came out in 3. I'm pretty sure it did. It definitely came out in 1 and 2. So people see you as being someone who's very focused, eye on the prize. And again, with this abundance, people see you as being someone who's worked very hard for the abundance that you have. They don't think that you have been spoiled or somehow just come into this money. They see that you have worked very hard for it. 7 of Cups. They might see you as someone who has a lot of options, who has a lot of different things that they can choose from. Again, very abundant. 6 of Wands. Very able to walk away from things that are not serving you. King of Swords. Yes, able to become... And the 6 of Swords. Interesting. So, yeah, someone who can go from being quite loving, warm-hearted, very kind, to someone who can very quickly cut you off, become quite sharp, quite cutting, quite to the point, and not have a lot of time for people if they have messed them around, because you've got this double 6 of Wands moving away from things that don't serve you energy. And the 6 of Swords over here, moving away from things that don't serve you energy. The 6 of Wands here is, and I should have said this for this one, so I have mistaken the meaning as well as the card. Gosh, blimey, pile number 4s. Maybe you are overloaded trying to keep up a facade and you are just feeling like it comes across, but it's actually not coming across, because the 6 of Wands, 2 times, that's public victory. That is people recognizing your efforts, seeing what you are bringing to the table. So it feels to me, because I did not have this problem with the other 3 piles, not even a little bit. It feels to me that you're potentially overloaded, and this was not a reading about how you guys are feeling, but I did pick up in a couple of the other piles some things about how my people might be feeling. It is a message about how other people think about you, what they think about you. But what I'm thinking is that you guys feel a little overwhelmed trying to keep up with everything, and maybe you feel like your mask, maybe you feel like you don't have a mask. Maybe you were trying to mask and you feel like it's just obvious that this is not how you are, but how you're coming across is very, very different to how you're feeling, if you are indeed feeling that way. Maybe you're not, take what resonates, but people see you as publicly victorious. They see you as the magician, someone who has the ability to skill to bring about what they want, manifest their abundance and their heart's desires, create more opportunities than potentially you know how to handle, but while keeping your eye on the prize. And again, with the eyes here, on the 7th wand, she knows what it is that she needs to bring into fruition. And here again, with the eye covered by the sword, your focus is on bringing things in, and whatever doesn't serve you, cutting them out. So we've also got here the Knight of Wands. So he is the Maverick, one of the Maverick cards. I think he's Maverick card, or that's the Knight of Swords. Not too sure, we'll get some extra information, but he's got the fox there. So that's someone who's seen as quite cunning. And the King of Pentacles. So look at him with his shoulder, elbow resting casually on that bear. Totally in control. People see you as being very, very in control. very, very in control. So someone who comes across as very regal, very intelligent, very well put together, doesn't give a lot of themselves away in as much as, doesn't show their hand very much. The Devil, so that's interesting. And maybe that's people see that you are very bound to your reputation and the way that you do come across to people. 5 of Cups, yes, okay, because there is a fear of any sort of lack. So I think people don't see the fear of the lack. I think that's something that you potentially experience. My pile number 4s, but I think people do see that you are very bound up in your reputation. You are someone who, and I don't mean that in a negative way whatsoever, but you're someone who maybe you don't like to leave the house without looking flawless. Maybe you do not ever think about stepping outside into the world in your pair of moccasins or with your hair not done or without makeup. Maybe you are someone who goes to work and, to me, the person that I'm always envious of, the one who always looks pristine and their hair is always done and the outfit is spot on and everything is perfect and flawless. And this is something that people notice about you, my pile number 4. You are very put together, and maybe they're aware that you do have a fear of being left out in the cold. No, again, because I've read this wrong. I've read this as a 5 of coins, and it's not. It's the 5 of cups. So more of this 6 of swords energy, walking away from things that don't serve you. And you can see he's here trying to bind these cups together. So I think that people, but for you, I feel with this devil energy, you won't stay. That's what I'm thinking. What it's saying here is that you won't stay bound to things that don't serve you. And possibly even if people get a little look in behind your facade, maybe you will walk away from them in that situation as well. Maybe you really do like to have a mask. If you do, I understand. People talk all the time about it. It's exhausting to have to mask as a neurodivergent person, but I love my mask. It keeps me safe. It allows me to move through the world in a way that makes it less noticeable that I'm neurodivergent. So maybe people don't see this with you. You will move away from people if they do start to see behind this mask the world. Completion, integration, accomplishment, travel, fulfillment, enlightenment, happiness and success, and gorgeous. 10 of Cups. Divine love, blissful relationships, alignment, completion, support, rest, ending, and achievement. And was that the, 10 of Cups. So you've got double 10 of Cups. So people see you as being very abundant. They see you as being very well put together. They see you as being, that's going to be too many. Just going to try that again. They see you as being someone who is very supportive, someone who's very loving, someone who's very kind. Maybe you do a lot of travel. Maybe people think that you're bougie because you spend a lot of time traveling and have been to and seen a lot of places. I think people also know that you're not scared to go out on your own to do something and achieve something. My pile number 4s. Yep, so 10 of Swords. Unavoidable endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis, defeat, worry, and a reminder to endure. I feel that people know that you can cut something out and you will bounce back from it. If somebody hurts you, you won't stay in this energy here of feeling trapped in a situation. You will rise back up to the King of Pentacles. Wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance, intelligence, prudence, and dependability. So even when you're down and out, people know that you will come back and be the dependable, balanced person that they are able to depend on. So guys, I think that this is a really lovely pile. I think that people see that you are very driven. I think that they see you as being very put together. I think they see you as being almost regal in your nature, very controlled, very hardworking, very loving, and someone who does not stay trapped in their own mindset. I think that people see you as very positive, a real go-getter, someone who, is just really powerful in their own right, guys. So if that resonated, please like. It really does help with the algorithm to get the video seen. If you feel comfortable to, please comment as to how the reading resonated, because I love to connect with you in my comments. If you think the reading could benefit somebody, please share. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so you can be notified when I post my readings. And if you have already subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys to no end. So if you chose one of the other piles, or maybe you're going to go back to one of the other piles, I will see you over there. If not, I will see you in another reading. Thanks for letting me read for you, pile number 4.